One of the biggest problems that most creators have, or anyone who wants to grow an audience on LinkedIn, is that they want to grow an audience, but they don't want to spend hours doing it because creating content is super time consuming. If you have a job or you're employed or you have a business and you're working with clients, you just don't have the time to sit there and create content, especially content that's really good, because you do actually need to spend some time to work on your content and make it good so you can actually get engagement, get impressions, grow your following, all these sorts of good things. So I want to make a video here just to show you just how I do that and how I'm doing that using a tool called MagicPost. Now, this video isn't going to be overly edited or anything. This is just me sitting at my desk just showing you exactly how I'm creating today's post, literally the post you're reading slash watching right now. So a bit of post inception going on. I'm going to show you exactly how I use it, no edits or anything, purely unfiltered, and you're going to see me exactly how I'm going to create today's post without spending hours doing it and using MagicPost, which is this tool right here. So I keep a content schedule like this. I keep a bunch of ideas and topics that I can potentially use for my three main content pillars, which matches my positioning: fast, easy, and fun. Because my positioning for my profile is that I want to make posting on LinkedIn fast, easy, and fun. So my post today is all around making it easy. And the topic for today's post is how to grow an audience without spending hours creating content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that topic, and what I can do is I can essentially pull open MagicPost, click on the generator on the side here, and it will pull up this kind of dashboard, I guess, which you can interact with. So I'm going to want to select the standard mode, which is self-explanatory what it does. And the main thing that I want to do when I'm creating my post here is have my writing profile set. So I have a couple of other profiles which I imported, which I was playing around with to try out this feature, but I have it set to writing profile me. So what this does is it imports any LinkedIn profile that you want. So you could import Justin Welsh, you could import Luke Matthews, Lara Acosta, any LinkedIn profile that you want who you like their writing style. You can also pull in your own writing style, your own profile. And what it will do when you import that profile, it will set the writing style of the profile that you import. So if you're essentially looking to speed up your own content creation and grow your audience, but also write in the same style as you would actually write, and you've already posted, some pieces of content on LinkedIn, then you can just essentially import your writing profile. And what MagicPost does is it writes content for you using AI, and the AI will match your writing style exactly, which is pretty cool. So you're going to see how close it can get to your exact writing style in a second once we go through this. But set your post type. I like to go for actionable, but you can click inspiring, introspective, promotional, different types of posts for whatever kind of post you're looking to put out on LinkedIn. I like to go for actionable because I want to give my audience value. I want to give advice that people can take away and put into action straight away there and then, because I also know that actionable content works really. And then for the post category, there's multiple different kind of categories of posts that you can use: explanation / analysis, striking advice, etc., etc. I tend to go for best practices. So this is things like sharing tips, mistakes, tricks in 2 to 7 detailed points. The reason I select this is because I think that marries up the best with actionable post type. So if it's actionable advice, like here's a step-by-step guide on doing X thing, I want that to come out in essentially a list of 2 to 7 detailed points, so people can take that away and create the content, can action the advice, sorry, not create the content. So once I've set the post type, set the post category, and I've imported my writing style, I then want to give the post a subject. So if you hover over this I button, you can see that MagicPost are giving you kind of tips on how to actually what to write in this part. So you can draw inspiration from the examples, they're tailored for each category. You can insert a simple subject or a longer text, but not a prompt. if you need topic ideas, you could try the idea generator. So if you click over here, you've also got the idea generator. So what I could even do here is, but even though I already have a topic that I want to talk about, I can just copy and paste this topic in here, how to grow an audience without spending hours creating content. I can tick the post categories that I want to generate an idea, like the angle that I want to generate an idea around that theme. So I've got best practices, explanation, list of all. I'm going to get rid of all of these and just go for best practices because I know that's the category I want. And I'm going to click generate idea. Once it gets to 100%, it's going to give me these ideas. So I've just got these to best practices. So you're going to want to kind of go through these ideas and kind of identify one that feels interesting. So how to leverage micro content for maximum audience engagement, repurposing old content into new formats to reach different audiences effectively, implementing feedback loops, establishing consistent post schedule with created content, using user-generated content. So I actually like this one, repurposing old content into new formats to reach different audiences effectively. Copy and paste that. I'm going to come back over to the generator here. Reset my post category to best practices. I'm going to throw this into here. What I'm also going to do is I'm also going to copy and paste this in as a kind of like main topic. And I'm going to just prompt it. I'm just going to edit this prompt a little bit just so it's a bit more humanized and a bit more conversational. So post about how to grow an audience on LinkedIn without spending hours creating content with the main aha moment or actionable advice being to repurpose old content into new formats to reach different audiences effectively. Okay, so the prompt there is just a really short prompt. I'm going to click parameters. It's all in my tone, so it's all good there. I don't need to use any kind of custom hooks or specific instructions at this moment in time. So I'm just going to hit generate post. And then what MagicPost is going to do is it's going to create a first draft of a post. And that's literally done now. It's just finished yet, so that's done now. So that took seconds after just prompting this. So what I can do with this is I can read through this and just make sure, okay, does this kind of fit my style? Does it fit my kind of language? Does it sound like me? And I can essentially use this as a first draft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm pretty old school and I like using a Google Doc for writing my content. So if I copy and paste this into Google Docs, it's going to make my head a bit smaller actually. If I copy and paste this into Google Docs, I can then see that this post looks super mobile or optimized. The hook is pretty short and it kind of it kind of creates curiosity. Like most creators don't struggle with content creation, they struggle with efficiency. That essentially creates curiosity around, well, if they don't struggle with content creation, why is it efficiency that they struggle with? And why is that the problem? So it creates some questions. And as a hook, that's something that you want to create. So this is the first draft from AI generated content is pretty damn good. If I were to prompt ChatGPT, for example, with this exact prompt here, what I would get out of it would be absolutely shocking. I thought I'd actually come over to ChatGPT just to show you exactly what you'd get out of it if you prompted it with this. So if I just put this in and hit enter, this is what we get. You don't need more content to grow, you need better reuse of what you already have. Most people think, well, you know what, that's actually not that bad, but it's not as mobile optimized as MagicPost, and it definitely hasn't kind of captured the kind of style that I like to write in exactly. It's got the hook, it's got the body, and it's got the CTA, which is great. And to be honest, this is probably better than a lot of content out there. But just at first impressions, obviously. But the best thing about MagicPost is that I know that because I've imported my profile, I know that this first draft is pretty damn good and is something that I can essentially use as a really solid first draft and just start working with it. So I'm going to go through this and just edit it to make sure that it looks something like what I want to post. So I hit pause there to just go through and edit this because it probably took about 2 or 3 minutes. And I didn't want to have you sitting here watching me edit for another 2 or 3 minutes because this video's already got up to 12.5 minutes. So all I did here was kind of edit the hook, go through, tweak some words that didn't particularly sound like, which weren't exactly the kind of way that I would say something. I made the hook more direct by saying you. I edited some of the formatting, so like I used dash here. I don't always use the kind of arrows so aggressively. I got rid of one of the points that it said here and just turned it into 3 steps. I numbered all of these. And these are actually really good. I thought these were quite interesting. You know, TLDR, like this is why this post works. And this format of post is one that I've actually been using quite a lot recently, where I introduced this kind of mindset shift here, explain why that's a mindset shift or why they need to have that mindset shift, and then what the solution is, and then showing that solution, and then explaining why this process works, and then why they should save this piece of content. It's actually something I've been doing a lot more of recently. So MagicPost has obviously cottoned onto that and it's using it to write my post for me. So what I'm going to do, I've gone through and edited that. I'm going to come back to MagicPost here. I'm just going to throw it back into the editor here just to make sure that it's all mobile. It all fits into mobile. So you can select preview options and you can toggle on and off mobile view. So I want this to all kind of fit on mobile nicely. So the hook looks nice. It all looks good. So I can adjust this bit, break down individual points to multiple short. That's cool. And that all fits nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to LinkedIn, schedule it, or put it into my content scheduler anyway. Open that up, paste it into here. And then I'll create some kind of visual to go, or I'll be adding this while you're going to be watching this video. That's what's going to be attached to it. And I'm going to get this posted. So yeah, MagicPost, super easy to just get first drafts written up. It writes it in your tone of voice.